Hi, I'm Nan Simonson. I am beginning a series of videos that have to do with gardens and gardening. Why am I doing that? You may be familiar with me from my work on social media and my book, Aging Powerfully, as it relates to me being a health and wellness coach with a lifestyle medical practice and a culinary coach for whole food, plant-based lifestyle and dietary patterns. And I love that part of my life, and it has fed my soul. Well, recently something else fed my soul. I was asked, oh gosh, what would it be now, 8 months ago, if I would allow my home to be used as a garden tour, or on a garden tour that took place last weekend I live in Riverside, California, for the Riverside Community Flower Show and Garden Tour. There were 6 of us who had homes on the garden. My past history has a lot to do with gardening. I became a certified master gardener through the University of California system. That took a year and 50 hours of volunteer work just to qualify and be certified, and then 25 hours minimum a year after that. Well, I've had over 1,000 hours of volunteer work in gardens and on the Botanic Garden board of our local university, the University of Riverside in Southern California. And I am a lifelong, or what do they call it? I am a, master gardener with lifelong privileges, even though I'm not practicing now. So I put on my badge for the garden tour, and it was delightful. We had 800 to 900 people come through the gardens, and it simply ignited my passion again. Prepping for the garden tour during this period, being involved, looking around at my garden, and realizing that there's so much there I am still passionate about. So I'm beginning this series. I did a garden tour with Nan video a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, a week before the actual garden tour here, and it was just walking people through the garden on video on my YouTube channel. It's YouTube Nan Simonson, and within 2 weeks there were almost 9,000 views, and that's huge for my channel. So I thought, wow, people do care about gardens. Maybe I have something to say, and I'm going to continue to share it. So to begin that series of, and there'll be short garden tour or short garden description or garden training or flower specifics videos. I'll include in that playlist the 22-minute garden tour with Nan video that was so popular, but these will be shorter, and they'll just be snippets of information. And one of the ones that I've already shot had to do with deciding what you want from a garden, and I spoke of gardening books, and I spoke of vision. But before I put that one up, I wanted to do an introduction, as to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, qualifying with my experience of 15 years commercially as a landscape designer. I did over 220 gardens in our area, and 10 years of prepping a 2¼ acre garden, and being on 8 garden tours on that one, and being in Sunset Magazine for my garden 3 times, and lots of accolades for that garden. So I know how to garden. I know what I'm doing, and I forgot how much I loved it. So just to preempt any others that are coming after this one, I want to say that I'm in Southern California, halfway between Los Angeles and Palm Springs. This is a semi-arid location. It is classically a Mediterranean climate, and Mediterranean climates are defined by their long, hot summers, low rainfall, rain primarily in the winter months, and by low rainfall, I'm referring to what's typical here, anywhere from 9 to 11 inches. Occasionally we'll get up to 15, and that's in a year. Some of you live in areas that get 15 inches of rain in a day or two. So anything you see here, anything I describe, has to be understood in that vein, because a Mediterranean garden means sandier soils, well-drained soils, alkaline soils. If you're in, for example, Florida, in a rainy, wet area, your soil is going to be acid, or acidic. So the plants that do well here may not, probably wouldn't do well there. But that being said, anyone can gain knowledge about your area. And if you want any bit of a garden, if you want to walk outside and have a beautiful place to look at, even if it's as small as one little bed, like the bed behind me, this little gardening bed, then you can gain knowledge by just getting some reference material. In our area, I always taught people during gardening classes that I held, and I've held hundreds of them, to get the Sunset Western Gardening Guide. This one is, I don't know how old, they come out on a regular basis. But without this, well, let me just say it differently. With this, you're able to, first of all, understand in your general area the different climate areas, and those are numbered, and based on that, or defined, or numbered, based on that, it will talk about plants, different plants that will do well in different climate areas in your general area. It also helps describe any given plant. For example, is this, yeah, that's Anagoxanthus. On my Garden Tour with Nan video, I show Anagoxanthus, a bright red one. Well, this talks about when it blooms, when it should be cut back, how it should be cut back, the kind of soil, the kind of water, the amount you should use. It's very helpful to have an idea of the requirements of any given plant or any given area of gardening, because without that, you're just taking chances without understanding what plants that come in a pot that's a 1 gallon pot that may look about 4, 5, 6 inches tall of just twigginess. Without further information, you could plant that twig and it could bush out to be 7 feet wide. It could grow straight up to be 17 feet tall. You don't know unless you do a little bit of well, let's say study. And so I'll introduce those thoughts, that a suggestion, and then just have fun with the videos. If nothing else, look at how pretty plants can be, and some of the general guidelines that can apply to any area as well. I hope you like this series. I hope you keep watching. And as always, with my YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram, do the things you do on social media. Thumbs up, subscribing, and I'll also say have a great day, because, you know, I'm going to. Bye-bye.